Welcome, everybody. Welcome. First Tuesday of September. We are deep in this Virgo season here. And welcome to the Rig On Wheels show featuring MVT. I am so used to looking at Pearson, but we don't have him today. But I am Kameel Gaines. I am your host, and I am the CEO and founder of Rig On Wheels Broker and Recruitment Services. But as you see, we do not have Pearson, but we do have our favorite internal recruiter over there at MVT, Missoula Valley. We got Josue. So introduce yourself, Josue.
Hey, what's up, guys? Excited to be here. I'm ready to talk, and let's go.
Yes. So we're going to have hot jobs, some industry news, insights. We're going to talk about some recruitment tips, some driver tips, and I got a few different switch up things that I'm going to. Josue has been on the show a few times, so I'm able to throw like a little monkey wrench in the plan, if that's the saying. But I'm going to throw something out there that he's not used to, and let's see if we can get some so what do you call it, like fresh perspective or genuine insight is probably the better way to do it. So we're gonna jump into some news real quick. Now I couldn't get the diesel or whatever really talk about the diesel because yesterday was a holiday, so that didn't come out. So I do want everybody to know that. But let me talk about this. So what did come out, and I know because it's election time, so they're really talking about it. They said they're not going to make any changes or anything about the marijuana classification, any significant anything until after the election. But there is a potential for reclassification of the marijuana as a Schedule 3 drug for employers in the trucking industry. So this will be a significant shift. And that is huge for any of us in the trucking or transportation industry because we all need to stay abreast on it because it will affect us. Okay, it's definitely going to affect us. So even though that they, being the people in charge, had saying that they're not going to make any significant changes or anything like that. Of course, with these SEO and these key terms and all that great stuff is going to be pulled up. Guess what? Josue is going to get a call next week and say, that doesn't matter because I read and all of that. So it's important that the recruiters are staying abreast on all of this stuff. So it's not just that recruiters, whether they're third-party recruiters like Nemmer, Raven, Rachel DeBoer, Darcella, any of those, everybody needs to stay abreast, or whether it's Josue, Robert. What happened to Josue? Well, he'll come back. I don't know what happened. But whether it's Josue, Robert, Matt, it doesn't matter. They need to stay abreast as well. So when a driver says any incorrect information, he is able to then either correct him or point him in the article that will give him the right information. But let me just talk about a few bullet points. The reclassification impact, the potential, as like I said, it's going to be huge for the trucking and logistics industry because of hiring practices and drug testing protocol. safety first. So while the legal landscape may have changed, like in Colorado, what's another? No, Colorado is not legal to smoke, right? Is
New Mexico,
is
Nevada.
legal in New Mexico?
Yeah.
That's why they so happy, huh? Those are the nicest people in all of the United States of America, are in New Mexico. So New Mexico, well, Nevada, right?
Nevada, yeah. New York, I don't know.
California,
California.
right? So, but Illinois, I think too. Yeah, like that. But it's not legal used for anybody in transportation. Employee awareness. So employers, and recruitment agencies need to definitely stay abreast on all the policies and make sure the regulations on the federal and state level, and also for our industry. As third party recruiters, we need to make sure that we are adhering to our client expectations and having a balancing act when it comes to what's going on. And we always need to have a proactive approach. This is my thing. I always say this until we know otherwise. If you want or need, whatever the reason is when it comes to marijuana, at this point, I would say choose another career. So
So
even if you the CBD because, like me, you have arthritis or something, it's still choose another career other than being a driver. So if transportation or trucking is very important to you, you can still be in it. You just can't be a driver in it, right? And that should be okay because there are other industries or jobs, careers like police officer that it might be legal for some people to do one thing, but as for a police officer, you can't do. It's considered a professional job. So there's that. Any word from the wise from you, Josue?
no, so basically what I'm getting out of this is even though some states, have legalized, marijuana or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that even though it's legal, for example, in their state where they live at, they should not do it because it's still gonna affect their driving and their career.
Yeah. So until we know otherwise, I always just say, let's do the proactive approach and stay steady with that until something changes. And I don't know if or when that's going to change. Because, for an example, Adderall might be a medicine that some may need, but that's not something you can take and be behind the wheel,
Right.
right?
I get you.
Okay. So that's how we can combat that. Also, the container industry profitability has declined in quarter two, driven rates and all of that type of stuff, and several implications for us as the American trucking industry. But it seems to have gone up. But the impact has definitely impacted the small and mid-sized carriers. What I always like to say when it comes to anything like this, okay, anything at all, always diversify your freight. This is the same thing that Pearson and I were talking about last week, if you remember, when it came to long-term strategies. And when we say diversification of your freight, for when we're talking about carriers and fleets, it does not mean that you have to go from dry van to flat. It doesn't mean that. MVT is dry and they do a lot of cross border. They are experts in it, but they also do other type of dry freight. That is what they would be considered diversification within theirs. Some are considering themselves diverse because they are doing dry and flat. Okay. So whatever it is for you. Now, when it is called for a company driver, the way I would consider it as diversification is having yourself bulletproof, and that is making sure that you stay marketable. And that is having your endorsements and your TWIC card and your passport, if able. And the reason why I say if able is because you might have other things in your way where you might not be able to get a passport. But either way, have yourself marketable because you never know when and if you need it. Okay? And don't be a driver that says, I don't want to do hazmat because I don't want to haul something that I'm going to glow in the dark. Let me clue you. Water does not have you glow in the dark, but if you haul enough of it, you do need a hazmat. Okay, so I want to point that out. So that's how you keep yourself as a driver. Anything you want to point out behind that? But that's what Pearson and I talked about last week.
I mean, I think that's great just because, I mean, like you said, like, I mean, having a CDL is perfect, but making yourself like a hybrid, like, as far as, adding more like tools, you know what I mean? Like you said, TWIC card, hazmat, even a passport. Some companies ask you, hey, do you have a passport? That way, if so, we could maybe use you a little bit more, which means like a little bit more steady work for the driver. That could go maybe, to Canada and back, something like that. And we kind of see them as hybrids, and we see them as like a useful, you know what I mean, driver. And it's not just benefit for the company, but it's also beneficial for the driver himself.
It goes into being a professional driver. That's just period. It's part of being what we would consider a professional driver. So like I already said, we do not have the diesel rates because they haven't come out because yesterday was a holiday, and I hope everybody got some some rest. But I do have some spot market rates. I did the research on that. So as of today is what I have it for. Dry van I have at 2.17. I have, and that is a little bit of a modest increase. Now, mind you, some of this isn't, it's accurate, but because it's a holiday in there, it's 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 not a really clear picture. Accurate, not clear picture. Okay. Reefer is 2.48. That is a significant increase. Okay. So we're going into the produce harvest season, getting prepared for turkey seasons and all of that good stuff. And then the flatbed, um, it did a little bit of an increase, but it has declined as far as compared to the previous month. Um, we Some parts of the country is hitting rainy seasons, and then you have other parts of the country now that's going into the winter season. So your construction time is starting to hit, which means stuff is going to slow down. So if we talk about your load to truck ratio or your truck to load ratio, whichever way to go. So we have a truck to load is 4.6, almost 5 to 1 when it comes to dry van. So that is definitely higher than the last couple weeks. So I'm liking that. Your reefer is good. It's 7.1 to 1. And flatbed is almost 12 to 1. So it's 11.8 to 1. So everything is kind of like a slight increase when it comes to the truck to load. So I'm optimistic, kind of, sort of. And I'm saying that because this was a holiday week. Next week, I feel like we will have a better picture of what is going on. And I normally get we normally get the spot rates from yesterday, but I was like, no, I'm going to dig a little bit and try to get them from actual today, because I really wanted to really see them, to get them out there for you. And but next week I do want to see what is going to be, and kind of, do kind of like an A/B testing to see, what's going on there and all of that. I do hope that the diesel, and don't kill me for saying this, but I hope it doesn't decline, because uh, even though it's not going to be a significant decline, when it steady declines like that, that means that we don't know what's going on in the economy, and there's so much fluctuation. And with our last 2 years of this freight being not so nice to us, we need some type of steadiness. We need, at some point, we need to know what's going on, or at least feel like we know what's going on. I need the illusion of knowing what's happening at some point. But unless you got something to say, Josue, I want Caleb to take us, um, to a commercial. I want to go through the hot jobs, and then, when we come back from that, I got a good treat. But I want us to go to the hot jobs, right now. So if we can go to commercial, Caleb, that would be great. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, so we are going to get into the hot job. Do you want to go to the map first, or do you want to talk about Columbus?
You, we could do the maps first if that's okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Vanna. Okay. Take it away,
Yeah,
Josue.
so perfect. Yeah, one of the hot jobs for next week, it will be our Division 200. And basically, Division 200, the hiring areas are from El Paso, Las Cruces, and Albuquerque, New Mexico. Um, there is a 75-mile radius from each city. And basically, this position is sort of kind of like a triangle, and you'll see the spots there. The the circle spots there are the places you're going to be going to. For example, South California, Salt Lake City, Utah, then Denver, Colorado area, Albuquerque, and El Paso. So this position does take about 5 to 6 days to complete with a 34-hour reset. And what we're needing right now for Division 200 is teams. So with that being said, right now, teams are averaging anywhere from 3,600 to $4,000. That's how much a truck is getting. Of course, you split it in half, and that's what each driver will be getting. But yeah, anywhere from 36 to $4,000. Teams split in half. Strictly doing drive in. This will be getting you, home right under a week or a week, and it's one of the positions that we need help recruiting for right now.
Perfecto. That's good. And now we can go to 300. This is a great one. This is one that Pearson really likes. So take it away.
Yeah, for sure. Division 300 is one of the popular divisions that we have here, and for Division 300 is out of El Paso. Slash Las Cruces area. And basically that one, they made some modifications. I don't know if Pearson went over the modifications already, but basically the same thing. The only thing that changes from El Paso, either you go to Laredo, you go to San Antonio, Houston, or even Dallas. You go to one of those Texas cities first. From there, you go up. You go up to the Denver area, down to Albuquerque, back to El Paso. This one takes about 4.5 days to complete with a 34-hour reset. The good thing about this is that you'll be home, weekly, and it pays you 60 cents per mile, with a minimum at 6 months of tractor trailer experience, and it's averaging about 1680, close to the $1,700 mark. Also doing drive in, and it's also the 75-mile radius from El Paso, Texas.
Perfect. And now this is, I believe, Nimmer's favorite account right here. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Division 329 is one of our hot jobs for sure. It's one of our popular divisions, and basically we hire out of Houston. You see their DFW, San Antonio, and Laredo. And this one also minor adjustments. Before it was just basically just Texas and a little bit of Oklahoma, but we added Baton Rouge, Louisiana there. You don't go every time you hit the road, but you'll go here occasionally. But this one is 5 to 7 days out, a 34-hour reset. If you have at least 2 years of tractor trailer experience, it puts you at 58 cents per mile, which would be averaging about 18, a little bit over $1,800 on a weekly basis. Staying close to home. The cities we went over: Houston, DFW, San Antonio, and Laredo, at least a 75-mile radius as well for the hiring area. And this is one of the positions that, we are needing to get filled, and we have a couple of trucks available for them. So, yeah, this is one of the popular divisions that we have.
Perfect, perfect. Now we have two Columbus local accounts. Well, it's one account, two positions for those. So let's talk about them. Which one you want to talk about? The Monday through Friday, the one
But
at the
yeah,
bottom.
the Monday through Friday, it's basically the low store delivery. It's a Monday through Friday, weekends off. That one has a start time from anywhere from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's a start time. So you get home every day. This one is paying 57 cents per mile, which is averaging anywhere from 12 to $1,400 on a weekly basis out of Columbus, Ohio. That's with our Lowe's account, and it's a Monday through Friday. Weekends off. So that's something that, if a driver's out there that needs weekends off or likes to go to church on the weekend on Sunday, this is one of the perfect positions out there that, out of the Columbus, Ohio area that they could take advantage of for sure.
Okay, perfect. And then the other one is XDT.
XDT, yeah, basically it's the night shift compared to that one. That one pays a little bit more. I mean, the cents per mile is the same, 57 cents, but they have a little bit of more perks because their schedule is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it's basically towards the end of the week, the weekend, and the beginning of the week, and it's the night shift as well. I think their start time is from like 4 to 6 p.m. And they're averaging anywhere from 15 to 1750 on a weekly basis, still with the same account lows. Plus, they get a weekend kicker. So the weekend days that they work, they get $100 on top of that. So
And
it's
then
already
they also get paid for back hauls.
backhaul, yeah, for sure. And then what else about the XDT? Yeah, it's Thursday through Monday, 57 cents. They get paid for backhaul. And then
Depending
uh,
on which location they're driving to, depending on how many loads they're taking back and forth to the distribution centers.
exactly, yeah. Exactly, and that's one of them that we need help as well. I mean, I think it's perfect having these both at hand because I think it has to suit a driver. If a driver
Yeah.
likes to drive nights and doesn't mind working the weekends and wants to get a little bit more cash and just taking advantage that you work nights and weekends, the drop in hook ratio is going to increase by a lot. So it's going to be more drop in hook in the night and the weekend slash in the mornings. But also, if you want to do your Monday through Friday, have Saturday and Sunday off, and spend time with the family, you could either get the morning shift or the night shift. So there's always a position out there for someone.
Perfect, perfect. Love it. So if now MBT has other positions available, But these four are the hot ones that we are hiring for this week. Now, you call in if something else we have for you with MVP Fisher Fancy, we'll definitely put you in for it. Mind you, that they take a minimum of 6 months experience, and we're not looking for job hoppers. Also, at Rig on Wheels, we do have other carriers. Of course, we'll definitely try to put you, if you're calling in or you submit an application for MVT, our goal is to put you in with MVT first, but our goal is to first serve you as the driver. So if for some reason another carrier suits you better, then that's where the placement will definitely go. So what we want you to do is give us a call at 281-968-3100, 281-968-3100, or go directly to our website at rigonwheels.com, rigonwheels.com, and click on the driver application tab, and you will be able to fill out the auto fill application, and we'll be able to get back with you, one of the recruiters, within 24 hours. Right, Josue?
Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Yep. And then also with that, you are either going to email or text us the front and back of your driver's license and your med card, and that will allow Josue to really be able to work your application rapido.
Oh, yeah. Agree.
Yeah, and get you in right away. Now let's talk about the orientation for that Columbus. Okay,
Okay.
so it's the orientation is next week.
Let me see. I think it's the he has two sets, so I think it's gonna. Yeah, you're right. Next week, it's either Tuesday the 10th, Wednesday the 11th, or Thursday the 12th.
Yeah, because they start on the 16th.
Hmm.
Yes.
So he has two of them. I think 11, 10, 11, and 12 are already being booked by him, and it would be in the 16th, the next round of orientation.
Yeah. So there we go. So if you're ready to go, it's not, we got to put in a notice or anything like that. These are for drivers that are ready to go on this particular account. That's what we're looking for this account. That's what we're looking for. Definitely give us a call or go directly to the website. Again, the telephone number is 281-968-3100, 281-968-3100, or go directly to the website at rigonwheels.com. So what I want to do now, I'm pretty excited about this. Kayla, if you would go to commercial but play the Josue commercial, that would be lovely. Oh, Josue, you get to see yourself. Oh, you're so bad. Is your wife watching?
I think she is. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that will be lovely. I'm so excited. Okay. So yeah, so that's what we want to do. Play the Josue commercial, and then I want to switch some stuff up for Josue and ask him a few
Let's
questions.
go. My name's Josue Fierro, and I am a recruiter, and I've been with Mesilla Valley going on 3 years now. Before I joined the Mesilla Valley Transportation family, I was at GCU as a loan officer. I feel that I acquired some skills there, providing customer service, learning, to listen to the customer, and learning patience. I think that helped me out right now where I'm at with Mesilla Valley Transportation, because I could actually apply those skills to what I do now, which is, helping drivers, getting them behind the wheel and getting them a job. So basically what I do here in recruiting, it's something good. We for sure give jobs to drivers, so it feels good, that we help people. Communication is great there in our department, from leadership to employees. We have a good working environment there, and it feels homey. Like, it feels like a home environment. It feels a family-oriented environment. So, yeah. Yes, I acquired skills here at Mesilla Valley Transportation. One of them would be knowledge of the transportation industry. I was not aware of the transportation. I was just more into financing, and I think it's good to know that transportation takes a big role in our country, and we do something good here. What made me apply at Mesilla Valley Transportation was basically word of mouth, the reputation that this company has. You see them everywhere on billboards, the trucks on the street, you hear them in the news ads. So you see Mesilla Valley Transportation everywhere, and you just hear from people here, local people saying that Mesilla Valley is great, it's a great company to work for, and I was excited to join. My life changed when I joined Mesilla Valley Transportation in a big way. And one of them was them, of course, providing stability, giving me a peaceful state of mind, knowing that I could provide for my family, knowing that I could do what I do every single day without worries of, job security, in other words. And they actually helped me out a lot as well as far as my daughter. She's 17. She wanted to get a first job in the summer. Marketing was able to go ahead and help me out, bring her in here as an internship over the summer, which she loved. She gained a lot of experience for her being her first job. Now she loves it. Now she wants to go to school for it and get a degree, so she's happy, and I'm happy. I would definitely recommend people to work here. It's ever since I walked here the first day, it felt like a family-oriented work environment. Everyone's smiling, everyone's friendly, everyone talks to you like if they know you for years. So for sure, if I had to go ahead and tell someone, I would definitely recommend someone to work here at Mesilla Valley. My name's Josue Fierro. I'm a driver recruiter, and MVT changed my life.
That was good. How did that feel seeing yourself on the commercial?
It was like cringy. Like I'm not used to seeing myself, so when I see myself, I'm like, I mean, it's pretty cool, but I don't know, weird too at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching myself when I do the podcast. It's almost like game day. We have to, go over stuff and everything. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe you all have to listen to my voice. Like the worst. I should pay you to listen. But not seriously. Let's not do that. But okay, so in all seriousness, I always talk about, let me take ownership here, how drivers need to beef up their technology, continuously learn, um, make sure that they are staying bulletproof, which when I say that, I mean staying marketable. All of these different things. Now, this is how I'm switching it up.
All right.
Because I'm so driver centric. I'm very, drivers play a very big role in my heart and all of that type of stuff. So because I always say what we as professionals and companies and all that type of stuff, what we expect from our drivers, we need to be doing ourselves. So now it's your responsibility to speak for all recruiters in all of the America, even the ones that are in the states that are legal to smoke weed. Okay. So I need to know, as far as the future of trucking, what are you personally going to do to keep yourself abreast on the new technology that's coming out? Because MVT is very innovative. They're extremely innovative when it comes to their drivers. It's no BS. They make sure that their trucks ain't no bullshit. They make sure like those trucks are big enough. Everything is top of the line, right? They the orientations are really nice. The reason why I know that is not that many, and I've been doing this. January makes 15 years. And
Oh.
NBT, one of the companies, don't act like I'm old. Just seasoned. Okay, but MBT is one of the companies that when we send a driver, 9 times out of 10, a driver does not walk out of orientation. Okay, which means the orientation is a good orientation, and what we say to the driver is the same thing that you say on the phone, and it's the same thing that they're saying in orientation. And then another thing that Merrill also let us know, which owns Hello Retention, let us know is how in orientation, because everybody learns differently. If there's a driver that doesn't understand stuff, they make sure that they pull that driver aside so they can teach them the way that they understand. And I appreciate that because as I'm talking on the podcast or whatever, I'm writing things down because I might forget something, or I write things because that's how I learn. That's my learning style, right? So I'm very conscious that everybody has a different learning style. So when Meryl, the president and co-founder of Hello Retention, said that, that hit me. I got that. So we know that because MVT is very innovative, we know that they're being innovative when it comes to their sales side, which is their recruitment side, right? Tell me how you personally, inside of your 9 to 5 hours and outside, because I believe a professional not only trains themselves on the clock, but you have to train yourself off the clock. How are you doing that in order to stay relevant in your job?
Um, Basically, what I do is, and it kind of started like a wave around here with recruiters. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have what we have a meet and greet. And basically, Tuesdays and Thursdays, one recruiter goes and we go talk to the drivers. We'll let them know, hey, we're the recruiter. Anything you guys need, please reach out to your recruiters. So first of all, I thought it was pretty cool we did that. You start seeing different type of people, and then from there, I started telling the orientation manager. I told him, hey, like I don't know exactly what goes in the orientation. I just kind of know like my managers tell me what to say. So I started telling him if we could just kind of like join the orientation ourselves and
Mm.
kind of just sit down for a couple of hours for those 3 days just to kind of see what they go through and kind of like if I live through it, I think it's even better for me to explain it with the driver instead of just saying day one is road test and drug test and computer work and that's it. I could just let them know a little bit more in depth of what the computer videos are going to look like or who you're going to talk to, the instructor's name. That's going to be, that way it's more personable. So I started doing that. So from there, then they started getting another recruiter, the next week, and we all started kind of doing like the orientation so we could put ourselves in their shoes and see exactly what they're doing. And then as far as the truck tour, like me myself, I wasn't experienced with truck driving, like with truckers at all. I was more in the finance department. So when it came to Mesilla, everything was new to me. So I had to even be more involved in like learning as far as so I started doing the truck tour. I wanted to know how the truck looks from the inside. And even if we get 2025 models right now, I asked him if we could just go and see what's the difference is from a model 2 years ago, because I'm not a truck expert, to what is a 2025. That way, when we get some, I could tell the driver, hey, you're getting the state of the art equipment. This comes with this, comes with that. It's better. So I like to be involved with orientation so I could know when the driver what the driver has to go through. And then second, I just like to pick Pearson's brain. Honestly, yeah, he knows everything. So in the weekend, I'll let him know, hey, what's going on, and tell them about what you guys talk about in the beginning of the podcast, the rates and going up and going down and what's important and what's not and what's going on. So he'll tell me here and there. We'll text back and forth. Just kind of, I guess, educate myself a little bit. That way, I guess it helps me recruit at the end of the day. It helps me recruit. So I guess just being active and within my company, just not just be a recruiter, but also go to HR and what does HR tell my drivers on the day of hire? Like maybe I'm not telling my driver that he needs to bring a specific form that I should start telling my driver. I want them to just be as smooth as possible when they get here. They know who to talk to, they know what to do, and then from there, in and out, they get the truck and they make their money.
I like that. Let me tell you why. as a salesperson, our job is not to sell the features, is to sell how the benefits, right? Because the features don't always matter to everybody.
Right.
So when you figure out what is important for that driver, and the only way you will know is if you're confident when what's going on, right? So if you know specifically what happened on that first day, and you know what's happening on that computer, and a driver is saying something that could be quote unquote an objection, and an objection is typically a question, right? So if they're asking a question that most people think is an objection and it's just a question, you're able to say, oh, on a computer, it'll say this, this, and this. And then you will be able to get another hire, mainly because you were able to answer their question. Because if you're not able to answer their question, they're going to assume that MVT doesn't offer that particular benefit for them. You get what
Correct.
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and kudos to you because
Because
you
you
were
are
a pioneer in actually having the the recruiters not just attend the orientation, but actually attend to sit through orientation. That's powerful because that's knowledge that you can't, just no one will be able to tell you. Nobody will
exactly.
be able to tell you anything. Another thing, let me say this, just because you're new in trucking, you'll have people that've been in trucking for 20 years and think the battery is at the front. Okay? So just because don't get me cursed out. So, but just because, so don't think that you've been in, because how long you've been at MVT?
3 going on 4 years.
Yeah, so because you've been here for 4 years now almost, you know a lot more than some people that are seasoned in trucking because they never sought out to become a professional in this field. In order to be a professional in trucking, you have to actually want to be that. It's the same thing we say to the drivers. That's the reason why I wanted to know what is it that you're actually doing, and that's the way we can educate the drivers, not to drive, but educate them in whatever is going on, or educate them about MVT. One. Two, that was a shameless plug that you didn't even know. And part of it is because you've never worked at any other company that MVT is about to get some 2025. You know that's not normal, right?
Right. Right.
Okay, okay, okay. Just like you didn't know that it wasn't normal that MVT, when it was their quarterly driver appreciation, the driver was actually at the driver appreciation.
Appreciation.
Okay, I had to let you know that that was going through.
All right, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, "What do you mean, Kameel?" But no shade, a lot. But so, and then it was something else. It'll come back to me. That's why I was supposed to write it down. But I was so engrossed in everything that you were saying. But that's also why our weekly phone calls on Wednesday are so important that you have with Rig on Wheels, is because these are conversations when you're telling us you can't put on a spreadsheet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you're finding out certain information, it opens our eyes. And if we're able to communicate this with the driver, it makes us more powerful to be able to inform the driver, and then they can make a better decision for themselves and their family. Because if they don't know, they'll end up making the wrong decision and go somewhere else, all because we didn't have a meeting.
No, yeah, for sure. And also, I get drivers that don't like the uncertainty. So basically, what I like to do, I like to be like their eyes for orientation. So even though they're not here, I kind of just let them know more into detail. There's I had a driver last week. I think he just done flatbed only, or he did
Oh
some.
man, hold on. That 1 second. Kayla, that's not Pearson. I know he dropping gems and nuggets. Let me go.
No,
Okay.
but I like to be like the driver's eyes. I want to bring clarity to it, just because some drivers either they haven't driven drive-in. So when the day of or the day before orientation, they'll let me know, it's because I don't drive-in. I don't know what to expect. But since I've also been in the road test, I let them know, hey, like this is kind of like I kind of just bring reassurance to them. The road test not that difficult. It's drive-in. You just go around the block here in the terminal. Consist of backing. So I guess like just knowing that information and giving that to the drivers. I get some of the drivers are kind of like not scared, but just I don't know, like nervous a little bit. So I like to
Mhm.
just drop the knowledge that way they can know what to expect in the road test as well.
Yeah, because all of it is different. Driving different trucks are different. My uncle used to say that, driving different trucks, let alone different trucks that have different trailers on the back, they're all together different. It's the same as, think about it, when you drive a Acura versus a minivan. You're going to drive different. It's certain things that are definitely going to be different. There's some other questions that I wanted to say. Another thing that I caught is that on the weekend you will ask Pearson questions. That's a Nimmer Raven and Nimmer do things like that. That's very good because you need to know. You're wanting to know. What I also would recommend is you signing up for transport topics, our blog on Rig on Wheels, because they talk freight waves as well. That's like CNN for trucking, you know. But for transport topics, I get a lot of information for the transportation industry directly from there. It sums it up just in a nice little cute package right there. So
Nice.
I think that will absolutely help out a lot. And then from that, you can ask different, questions. And Pearson is a wealth of information because he's been in the industry since before BC. Second, he has done a lot in the industry, so that's great as well. Wait a minute, let me pull up something else that I was uh tell me about mistakes that you used to make as a recruiter. Nothing that's gonna get you fired. Let's put that out.
All
But
right.
like mistakes that you might have used to make as a recruiter, and now through training that MVT has given you, as well as your own thing that you some of the things that you said, plus the mentoring that Pearson has done, you refined yourself more because just the time that I've known you, you've become a much more mature, and I don't mean like before was immature, but a better recruiter, refined it. Just put another vocabulary word in
Right.
there. Recruiter.
I think it goes hand in hand with what we were saying earlier about knowledge. Before I just thought, okay, I read a map, I just read what the map says,
Mhm.
and I know that drivers will tell me, stuff about the route that I wasn't familiar. Like, experienced drivers will let me know, does a truck come with this? Does a truck come with that? And before I was just like, it's international LT truck, automatic. That's all I know, right? So I guess like me going like talking to Pearson and Pearson telling me about, what the trucks come with or the advantages of the truck, are international compared
compared
to a
to a Freightliner.
Freightliner. It's either MPGs, whatever the case. Like he started helping me, I guess, gaining confidence in the phone. That was I feel like one of my weaknesses was more like in the script and whatever wasn't in here, then I'll start like panicking a little bit
Yeah.
because I wasn't knowledgeable enough. But now I feel like me going into orientation, talking to Pearson and Pearson letting me know, hey, I listened to a phone call, I think you did great, but next time, why don't you just go this route? And I'll be like, all right, cool. That sounds better. And him telling me about, oh, you sold this route like this, but if you would have said it like this, maybe you could have, the driver could have been sold on this route. So little things like that, I guess he helped me dissect, everything, not just looking at a map. It was just into detail. And you could hear it on my calls now that I'm more confident and like
Yeah.
you could see me, even me being myself a little bit more, like, laughing and talking to the drivers instead of just like, I hope they don't tell me this because I don't know if I'm going to answer that right. I hope, you know what I mean? So I guess it's just being more knowledge about, what I'm selling and what MVT offers. And I think it kind of like shows like in our conversations with the drivers for sure.
Yeah. Don't ask me that, don't ask me that. Yeah. I understand exactly what you're saying. Okay. That sounds amazing. Like you answered these questions really good.
There you go. You see?
Yeah, yeah. You see? No, because I just feel that we put so much pressure on the drivers making sure they stay up to speed when it comes to the technology and the future of recruitment. I mean, the future of trucking and stuff like that, but or the future of transportation. But I want to know, well, hell, what about us? What are you doing to stay your ass abreast on the future of some SHIT? You know, what is it? What are you doing to deserve to talk to the driver?
Right.
That part of it. But you are actually wanting to, and that's when the job turns into not a job, it's passion at that point. You are logistics. The
Right.
logistics is all day. I'm gonna send you a meme about that later. But it's literally all day you become that. Everybody in your household at that point has to just speak trucking.
Exactly.
Right, just at that point, that's just what it is. But since you brought up the truck and international, what before we close out, what I would love for Kayla to do is to go ahead and throw on the commercial with Joe going through the beautiful Blue Beast, and we'll be right back in 2 and 2.
At Mesilla Valley Transportation, every driver is behind the wheel of a late model International LT, a truck that takes comfort, convenience, and safety to a whole new level. Join us as we explore the impressive features of this powerhouse on wheels. The open road is full of surprises, and sometimes that includes unexpected encounters with wildlife. But worry not, the International LT has you covered. The front end protection guard offers an extra layer of defense, protecting you from animal strikes. Drive with confidence, knowing that you're shielded from the unexpected. We all know how important it is to keep our batteries charged, and our International LTs have your back. The Cummins X15 is equipped with an auto start featuring, ensuring that your batteries are automatically recharged when they run low on volts. It's a seamless process that keeps you powered up and ready to hit the road. Disc brakes and an engine brake provide reliable and safe stopping power when you need it most. You can have peace of mind knowing that you're in control. Safety is at the forefront of what we do. Our International LTs are equipped with top-of-the-line safety features to ensure your well-being while out on the road. These tractors are equipped with Bendix fusion protection, collision mitigation, and lane departure warning. Achieving good fuel efficiency deserves recognition. With the International LT, your efforts don't go unnoticed. When you consistently achieve impressive miles per gallon, the International LT rewards you with increased speed. It's a little extra motivation to keep you pushing for better fuel economy. After a long drive, you're ready for a well-deserved break. With the International LT, you can enjoy your rest period in absolute comfort. Thanks to its auxiliary power unit, you can keep the driver's cabin heated or cooled just the way you like it. No matter the weather outside, you'll always find your sweet spot within our International LTs. The International LT understands that comfort extends beyond driving. It's a space where you can truly feel at home. I'm a big guy, and I have room to move around in here. With plenty of room to spare, the International LT accommodates even the tallest drivers. And there's ample storage for all your clothes, cooking essentials, and tools, making life on the road even more convenient. Speaking of cooking, bring along your appliances and don't sacrifice any luxuries thanks to all of our International LTs being equipped with built-in inverters. Dry your hair, make a smoothie, or play a game, all from the comfort of your truck. We take pride in our well-maintained fleet, and if by chance you do come across something wrong on your truck, you're never far from help thanks to our valuable relationship with Penske. With more than 750 brick-and-mortar Penske shops nationwide, their expert team is always ready to assist you. From routine maintenance to unexpected repairs, they'll get you taken care of and back on the road in no time. And there you have it. Just a few things about this late model International LT that make MBT the place to be.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We got some feedback for you, Josue. Everybody was saying that they could tell you love your job.
There
That's
you go. Woo woo.
yeah, that's really good, really good. But before we depart, I just wanted to tell everybody to be safe out there on the road, in your offices, wherever you are. I hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day. What about you, Josue? Did you all do anything special yesterday?
Yesterday, not really. Just hang out with the kids. The wifey
Yeah,
worked.
yeah. I worked a little bit yesterday and cleaned out a fifth of my closet, not much. I mean, that was a lot. A fifth of my closet was a lot. I do want to say that. Let me put that on the record, okay? But I didn't do just overall. I didn't do a whole lot that yesterday. But we want everybody to be safe and all of that good stuff. And we will see you back next week, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. But of course, you can always text us at 281-968-3100. And if you have any special requests or anything like that, or leave a comment on wherever it is that you are listening or viewing us. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next week. Bye bye.